I think the king right now, his best bet would be to distance himself completely, make it clear to Harry that the Sussexes are not welcome at all in Britain.
Prince Harry, the rogue son, who is crash landing into the UK today.
It has now been 6 years since Meghan Markle and Prince Harry stepped away from royal duties. Yet the couple has never been far from controversy. Even so, few expected the latest reports surrounding Meghan. According to claims, she is seeking to have her royal status restored, a move that has sparked strong reactions. Commentators including Tom Bower and Piers have weighed in, revealing why Meghan's wish to regain that status could be difficult to achieve. But why does Meghan want her royal status back, and what did they reveal that could stand in her way? Stay tuned as we uncover the story. Tom Bower and Piers have long been outspoken against Meghan, especially following recent reports that she may want some form of royal status again. Both believe Harry and Meghan made their choice when they stepped away from royal duties and started a new life in California. And over the years, Tom and Piers have also made several shocking claims about the couple. Let's take a closer look. Tom Bower has probably been one of the strongest critics of Harry and Meghan's business journey. During appearances on GB News and other television programs between 2024 and 2026, while discussing his book Revenge and later interviews, Bower argued that the couple's commercial success depended too heavily on talking about the royal family. According to him, the biggest moments in their business career came whenever they revealed private royal stories or discussed family disagreements. Their interview with Oprah Winfrey, their Netflix documentary, and Prince Harry's memoir, Spare, all attracted worldwide attention because people wanted to hear what they would reveal next. Bower believes that once those stories ran out, it became much harder for Harry and Meghan to keep the public interested. He has repeatedly said that trying to build a long-term career by talking about royal family problems was never going to work forever. Piers has made a very similar comment, although he often delivers it in much stronger language. Through Piers Uncensored, his former talk TV programs, and regular columns for The Sun, Morgan has repeatedly said that Harry and Meghan gradually lost public goodwill because of their repeated criticism of the monarchy. He thinks that many people initially sympathized with the couple after they stepped away from royal duties. That sympathy, in his view, began to fade after the Oprah interview, continued to decline following the Netflix documentary, and dropped further after the publication of Spare. Morgan has often said that many people became tired of hearing the same family problems repeated over and over again. Whether people agree with him or not, he has kept the same opinion for several years. One recent event that gave critics even more material came when Spotify and Archewell Audio ended their partnership before many expected. The deal had been announced with great excitement and was reported to be worth millions of dollars. Expectations were high because Harry and Meghan were among the biggest names to sign exclusive podcast agreements during that period. Instead, only a small amount of content was produced before both sides agreed to part ways. The situation became even more damaging when Spotify executive Bill Simmons publicly referred to the couple as grifters. His remarks quickly spread across newspapers, television programs, and social media around the world. Although Harry and Meghan continued with other projects, the end of the partnership created fresh questions about their position within Hollywood. But that's not all. Netflix has also changed the way it works with the Sussexes since their first documentary became a global success. Harry and Meghan, when it was released, attracted millions of viewers and became one of Netflix's biggest documentary releases. The series generated headlines across Britain, the United States, and many other countries because it offered the couple's version of events surrounding their departure from royal life. Yet, the projects that followed did not receive the same level of public attention. Heart of Invictus, which focused on Prince Harry's work with wounded service personnel, earned a more modest response. Meghan's lifestyle projects also struggled to create the same excitement. Industry reports later suggested that Netflix became more selective about investing in large, exclusive productions centered on the couple. Prince Harry's memoir Spare, published in January 2023, became another major turning point. The book was recognized by Guinness World Records as the fastest-selling non-fiction book after its release. Readers around the world bought millions of copies within a very short period. Yet its success also came with fresh controversy. The memoir included deeply personal stories about members of the royal family, military service, childhood, experiences, and disagreements inside the palace. While some people praised Harry for telling his own story, others think the book only created more division within the family and further damaged already strained relationships. In Britain especially, opinions remained deeply divided long after the first wave of book sales had passed. The same year also brought another important change for the couple. Buckingham Palace confirmed that King Charles requested Harry and Meghan to vacate Frogmore Cottage in Windsor. The house had served as their official home in Britain after their marriage and remained their main United Kingdom residence even after they moved to California. Losing Frogmore Cottage became another symbol of how much their relationship with the royal family had changed since stepping down as working royals in 2020. Whenever they visited Britain afterward, they no longer had the same permanent royal residence available to them. Their standing within Hollywood has also changed noticeably since they first settled in California. During the early years after leaving royal life, Harry and Meghan were welcomed by several influential figures. Oprah Winfrey interviewed them in one of the most watched television specials of 2021. Tyler Perry offered support during their move to the United States, and many entertainment companies appeared eager to work with them. And over time, however, reports from entertainment journalists suggested that invitations and high-profile collaborations became less frequent. While the couple still maintain important connections, the level of excitement surrounding new projects is generally viewed as lower than it was between 2020 and 2022. Questions have also been raised about Archewell itself. Between 2025 and early 2026, several senior staff members left the organization, including people involved in communications, production, and executive leadership. Reports describing frequent changes among employees appeared in both British and American media. Staff changes happen in many companies, but the number of departures attracted attention because they occurred over a relatively short period. Neither Harry nor Meghan stopped their charitable work, yet the repeated turnover became another topic regularly discussed by commentators following the couple's activities. Meghan's lifestyle business has faced its own challenges. The brand first appeared under the name American Riviera Orchard before later undergoing changes that required fresh branding efforts. Trademark issues, delayed product launches, and forced adjustments before the business could move ahead. The luxury lifestyle market is very competitive because many well-known brands already serve the same customers. Building recognition takes time and successful product launches. Those delays meant Meghan's new venture faced obstacles before many of its products even reached consumers. Even so, public opinion has also remained difficult for the Sussexes in Britain. Polls conducted by YouGov recently have consistently shown both Harry and Meghan ranking among the least popular senior members of the royal family. Public opinion naturally changes over time, and different surveys produce different results, but the general trend has remained challenging for the couple within the United Kingdom. Looking at these developments, both Tom Bower and Piers Morgan believe Harry and Meghan are facing one of the most difficult periods since leaving royal life. They have also suggested that the couple may still hope to rebuild some form of relationship with the royal family, though they believe that would be far from easy. But how did things reach this point? What happened to make any return so difficult? Stay with us as we uncover the story behind the Sussexes' royal fallout. The events that damaged Harry and Meghan's royal ties. Everything changed on the 8th of January 2020, when Prince Harry and Meghan announced that they were stepping down as senior working royals. They shared the news on their Sussex Royal website before many members of the royal family had been fully informed, leaving Buckingham Palace shocked. The couple said they wanted to split their time between the United Kingdom and North America while becoming financially independent. The move quickly became known around the world as Megxit. For millions of people who followed the royal family, it marked the beginning of a new chapter. From then on, almost everything Harry and Meghan did was compared with their relationship with the royal family. Only a few days later, the senior members of the royal family gathered at Sandringham House in Norfolk to decide how Harry's future would look. Queen Elizabeth chaired the meeting, while then Prince Charles, Prince William, and Prince Harry discussed the difficult choices ahead. Meghan remained in Canada, where she had returned before the meeting took place. The discussions became known as the Sandringham Summit and resulted in an agreement that Harry and Meghan would no longer carry out official royal duties on behalf of the Crown. They would stop using their Royal Highness styles in practice, repay the public money used to renovate Frogmore Cottage, and begin building a new life outside the working royal family. Queen Elizabeth later released a statement describing Harry, Meghan, and Archie as much-loved members of the family. But the agreement also made it clear that their former royal roles had come to an end. The relationship became even more strained when Harry and Meghan sat down with Oprah Winfrey for a television interview that was watched around the world. During the conversation, they spoke openly about their struggles inside royal life.
I need to do this for my family. This is not a surprise to anybody. It's really sad that it's got to this point, but I've got to do something for my own mental health, for my wife's, and for Archie's as well, because I could see where this was headed.
They didn't want him to be a prince or a princess, not knowing what the gender would be, which would be different from protocol, and that he wasn't going to receive security.
What?
It was really hard.
Meghan described serious mental health difficulties and said she felt she had received little support during one of the hardest periods of her life. The couple also raised concerns about conversations regarding the possible skin color of their unborn child before Archie was born. The interview immediately became one of the biggest royal stories in decades. Buckingham Palace later responded with a short statement that included the now famous words, "Recollections may vary." The palace also said that the issues raised, particularly those concerning race, would be taken seriously and addressed privately within the family. The interview placed Prince William in an unusual position. During a school visit in London a few days after the broadcast, reporters asked whether the royal family was racist. William stopped briefly before entering the building and gave a direct response. He said they were very much not a racist family. It was one of the rare occasions when the future king publicly addressed such claims while carrying out an official engagement. His comments quickly appeared across television news and newspapers worldwide. Even though William answered the question publicly, there was still no sign that the disagreement inside the family had been resolved behind closed doors. But it didn't end there. Only weeks before the Oprah interview aired, another important decision had already been made. In February 2021, Queen Elizabeth confirmed that Harry and Meghan would not return as working members of the royal family. Their honorary military appointments and royal patronages were removed and redistributed among other members of the family. Harry had served in the British Army for 10 years and had always spoken proudly about his military career, making the loss of those honorary roles especially significant. Buckingham Palace announced that the responsibilities would return to the Queen because they could only be held by working royals. That decision permanently closed the possibility of the couple carrying out official royal duties under the arrangement that had existed before they stepped away. Another major turning point came with the publication of Harry's memoir. The book revealed private conversations involving King Charles, Prince William, and Queen Camilla. Harry described disagreements with his brother, difficult moments with his father, and personal family discussions that had never before been made public. Royal commentators across Britain argued that the memoir represented one of the biggest breaches of family trust in modern royal history. Writers such as Valentine Lowe, Robert Hardman, and Tom Bower later pointed to the book as another reason why rebuilding relationships had become even more difficult. Only a few months after the release of the memoir, King Charles prepared for his coronation at Westminster Abbey on the 6th of May 2023. Harry received an invitation to attend the historic ceremony, but Meghan remained in California with Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet. Buckingham Palace confirmed that Harry would attend alone. His appearance lasted only a short time compared with other members of the family. He took his seat among non-working royals inside the Abbey, watched his father's coronation, and left shortly after the ceremony ended. Reports indicated that he returned to California almost immediately to be with his family. There were no public photographs of Harry spending private time with senior members of the royal family during the visit, and many observers noted that there was no visible sign of reconciliation despite the importance of the occasion. The disagreements did not stop there. Harry's legal battle over security arrangements added another difficult chapter to his relationship with Britain and the royal family. After stepping away from royal duties, changes were made to the publicly funded police protection available during visits to the United Kingdom. Harry challenged those decisions in court on the ground that his family continued to face significant security risks. Court documents and legal hearings revealed disagreements over how those arrangements had been handled after his departure from official royal life. Although the case focused on security rather than personal relationships, it continued to draw attention to the unresolved issues surrounding Harry's position after leaving the royal family. Despite everything that had happened, Harry repeatedly said that he wanted reconciliation with his family.
I can't see a world in which I would be bringing my wife and children back to the UK at this point.
During interviews promoting Spare, including conversations with Tom Bradby for ITV, he spoke about repairing relationships. Harry explained that he hoped members of his family would eventually be willing to have honest conversations. He also said that forgiveness was possible if everyone was prepared to listen to one another. Those comments attracted widespread attention because they came at the same time his memoir was revealing highly personal details about family disagreements. Although Harry expressed a desire to rebuild relationships, there was no public evidence that any major breakthrough followed those interviews. Royal writers have continued to report that trust inside the family remains badly damaged. Valentine Lowe, Robert Hardman, and Tom Bower have each written books or given interviews describing the situation as one where confidence between Harry and senior members of the royal family has largely disappeared. Their reporting, based on palace sources and years of covering royal affairs, consistently suggests that private conversations have become extremely difficult because of concerns that confidential discussions could later become public. Prince William has also been reported to hold strong views about the future. According to accounts by Robert Hardman, Valentine Lowe, and several experienced palace correspondents, William does not support Harry returning as a working royal. Those reports argue that the issue goes beyond disagreements over policy or public appearances. Instead, they suggest that trust has been damaged to such an extent that restoring Harry to official duties is no longer considered realistic. None of these reports indicate that William has stopped caring about his brother as family, but they consistently describe a clear distinction between private relationships and official royal responsibilities. Harry has continued making short visits to Britain between 2024 and even till date for court cases, charity events, and other commitments. Many of those trips have been brief, with little or no public contact with senior members of the royal family. Reports surrounding those visits often focused on who Harry did not meet rather than the reason he had traveled to Britain. With relations at such a low point, many people are now asking what the future holds for Harry and Meghan. Is there still any realistic path back to royal life, or has that chapter closed for good? Stay with us as we explore what could lie ahead for Meghan and Harry. The future of Meghan and Harry. The future of Prince Harry and Meghan continues to attract attention because many of the biggest questions surrounding them remain unanswered. More than 5 years have passed since they announced that they would step back as senior working royals, yet discussions about whether they could ever return to official royal life continue to appear in newspapers, television interviews, and books. Royal commentators generally agree that the future will depend less on public statements and more on constitutional rules, decisions made by the monarch, and whether damaged family relationships can ever be repaired. While no one can predict exactly what lies ahead, there are already several facts that help explain what their future is likely to look like. One of the biggest factors is Prince William, who is expected to become king after King Charles. Several royal writers, including Robert Hardman, Valentine Lowe, and Tom Bower, have consistently suggested that William is likely to take a firmer approach toward Harry and Meghan than his father has taken. Their reporting over the past few years has described William as believing that trust within the family has been seriously damaged. They have also reported that he places great importance on protecting the future of the monarchy and maintaining clear boundaries between working royals and relatives who stepped away from official duties, while William himself has rarely spoken publicly about these matters. Commentators who closely follow the royal family generally believe that he would be unlikely to restore Harry and Meghan to official royal work if he becomes king. Even with those expectations, Harry and Meghan are still the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Those titles did not disappear when they stepped away from royal duties in January 2020. Under Britain's constitutional system, titles do not automatically end because someone leaves public royal work. Any change involving peerage titles would require legal or constitutional action through established processes. That means Harry remains the Duke of Sussex, while Meghan remains the Duchess of Sussex, unless future action is taken through the proper constitutional channels. The same rules apply regardless of public debate or media speculation, making the legal position very different from public opinion. Harry also remains in the line of succession to the British throne. Stepping away from royal duties did not remove him from that position. The line of succession follows constitutional rules based mainly on birth, rather than employment within the royal family. Harry, therefore, continues to appear in the order of succession, even though he no longer carries out official royal engagements. This often creates confusion because many people assume that leaving royal work also removes someone from the succession. In reality, the two are separate matters. One concerns constitutional law, while the other concerns whether a family member performs official duties on behalf of the crown. The same constitutional rules affected Harry and Meghan's children after Queen Elizabeth passed away in September 2022. When King Charles became monarch, Archie and Lilibet became entitled to use the titles of Prince and Princess under the 1917 letters patent issued by King George. Buckingham Palace later updated its official website in 2023 to recognize them as Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet. Their titles were not created through a new announcement. Instead, they became entitled to them because of long-standing constitutional rules governing grandchildren of the sovereign. That change attracted worldwide attention because it showed that constitutional traditions continued to apply even after Harry and Meghan had left royal duties. But there is more to it. Although Archie and Lilibet are prince and princess by birth, current arrangements make it unlikely that they will grow up as working members of the royal family. Their parents chose to leave official royal life and settled in California, where the children are being raised. Their daily lives are expected to center on family life, education, and activities in the United States, rather than public duties in Britain. Nothing in the current arrangements suggests that either child is being prepared for official royal work. Instead, they are growing up in an environment very different from the one their father experienced during his own childhood in London. That does not mean the future is completely closed. If Archie or Lilibet wish to undertake official royal duties when they become adults, the decision would not happen automatically. Any future role would depend on the wishes of the sovereign at that time and the constitutional arrangements in place during that period. There is no automatic right for a prince or princess to become a working royal simply because of birth. Throughout modern royal history, different monarchs have chosen different numbers of family members to represent the crown. Future decisions would therefore depend on circumstances many years from now rather than on titles alone. Harry himself has continued speaking about reconciliation with his family. During interviews with CBS journalist Anderson Cooper, he said that he spoke about forgiveness and said he believed conversations could still happen in the future. Those comments have remained an important part of discussions about what lies ahead. At the same time, royal writers continue to point out that rebuilding trust after several years of public disagreements would almost certainly take time. King Charles's health has also become part of those discussions. Since announcing his cancer treatment, the king has continued carrying out public engagements whenever his medical team has considered it appropriate. He has welcomed foreign leaders, attended important ceremonies, and continued many of his constitutional responsibilities despite receiving treatment. His determination to remain active has been widely noted. At the same time, commentators acknowledge that health naturally shapes discussions about the future because no one can know how much time remains for private family reconciliation. That uncertainty has led many observers to suggest that opportunities for rebuilding personal relationships should not be taken for granted, even though no one can predict future outcomes. Many royal historians believe Prince William will continue the plan for a smaller working royal family. That approach began during Queen Elizabeth II's later years and has continued under King Charles. If it stays the same, there may be little room for Harry and Meghan to return to official royal duties, even if family relationships improve. All of this means Harry and Meghan's future remains uncertain. Only time will tell what lies ahead for the couple. Do you think Meghan should be allowed to return to official royal status if she wants to? Share your opinions with us in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video, like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also, click the following video on your screen and you will enjoy it.